Good evening, hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Friday Night's 40k After Dark. Your symbol, your signal, your bat signal that it is in fact the end.
Sorry.
It is in fact the end of the week. That's right, you've made it this far. It is in fact Friday. The weekend is upon us. Some of us actually are probably going to be working the weekend now. It's fine, it's okay, it's all for a good cause. Thank you for choosing to spend your Friday evening with us. Now, tonight's stream is a bit of a kind of a theme type sort of thing-ish, kind of, maybe. The helmet story will come, don't you worry, Mr. The Drew. It's kind of a... So last Sunday, if you were watching us live, we did a community showcase. We did a community showcase because we hadn't done a community showcase in quite some time. And that's normally where we jump into Discord and we look at people's work and we talk about it and we share it with everybody. And I basically sit there and gawk at how amazing you all are at painting models and tell you all that you're all brilliant. And people often say, oh, I'm not as good as everybody else, but here's my work. And you look at it and you go, well, that's fucking pretty good. So well done. And it got me thinking, the other thing that we hadn't done for a while for a stream is a bit of a raid stream. We hadn't gone talking to other channels and sending people to other channels for a while. So I figured that potentially we could bring that in tonight as a thing. Okay. However, I thought we could add a twist to it. Because we have a new studio that's being built. I don't know if I've mentioned it. I don't know if I've brought this up at all.
No.
Have I not said anything at all?
No.
I'm losing my Sunday. My Sunday is normally my day off, chat. I'm losing my Sunday because IKEA's delivery window for my IKEA furniture for the studio is between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. on Sunday. So I'll be sat at the studio all day waiting for it to arrive, and then I'll start building it. But because we have this new studio coming, what we can do with the studio potentially is we can open up potentially streams or pre-recorded games to some challenges. Now, obviously, it would be great to go out in the big wide world and throw challenges at perhaps people like Lawrence or Dave from Mini Wargaming and people like that, right? That's fine. But I feel like that's kind of obvious and hopefully will happen anyway. So we're gonna raid tonight. And every now and again, I'm going to ask you for a channel. And if someone picks a channel that catches my eye, we'll go and have a look at that channel. We'll do a bit of raiding. And what we'll do is we'll just put a message in there, hello from the Great Hall, something like that, right? Something super simple. What I'm going to do is keep hold of this stream as a reference point in the future for channels, smaller channels, hopefully, that we can reach out to and say, hey, do you want to come on the show so we can kind of collaborate and showcase you? Does that make sense? So we're not gonna go into their video and be like, are you eating another one of them fucking things? We're not gonna go into their video and be like, you're challenged to come on the stream. We're not doing that because time. We got some time to before we can actually play games in there and before I'll be comfortable bringing guests in there. But what I can do at this point is I can almost create a list of creators over some raids in future shows over the next few months who we could reach out to in the future and be like, hey, would you like to come and hang out on the stream at some point for a podcast or for a game or whatever it might be? I just think that could be really cool. It's all well and good, a channel our size, at 26,000 subs as we are right now. It's all well and good looking at your tabletop tactics, your tabletop titans, and your play-ons, your mini wargamings, your vanguards, all that kind of stuff. Like, they're all obvious collaborations. A lot of them are ones I've done before already. But most of those channels will benefit me more than them. Right? Because they're just bigger channels. So they have a wider audience. So it typically is going to benefit me in terms of audience than others. So this would be a cool time to try and benefit other people. And I feel like it's kind of on brand for the channel as well. To try and benefit other people. I've waffled through this. I'm hoping I'm making sense right now. But basically, we're going to do some raiding tonight for some smaller channels. That'll get eyes on them in the first instance, which is great. And then potentially I'll keep them as a list of individuals we could invite to the studio in the future. I hope that makes sense. I hope you've all followed along. In the meantime, if you want to support the stream, if you want to support this channel, you can do the magical normal things, okay? So you can hit that like button if you enjoy the content. Smash subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified every single time we go live or drop a new video. Another way to be notified, however, is by being in the Great Hall Discord server. And if you're in the Great Hall Discord server, that also means typically you are a member of the Great Hall, a member of the channel. And those people will get notified when we go live if they react to one of the reaction roles, for example, 40k squad, and then that will tell them every single time the 40k channel drops a video or goes live or schedules a stream, okay? And some more people have become members tonight already, Luce. So big shout out to Cyber Owlet, who's either become a Skald or upgraded to Skald, thank you. James Wood, who became a Jarl or upgraded to Jarl, thank you. And Talk, who I'm pretty sure upgraded to Jarl. You three are legends, choosing to spend your own money. Thank you so much. Sincerely appreciated. And then Big Daddy John's in again with a big gifted 50, which is, quite frankly, absolutely amazing. So thank you, John, for the gifted 50. I'll add that to my little tracker thingy now. I got the first 3 alert, and then he literally dropped it as we went live as well. Thank you so much, John, for the gifted 50. I've gone for the big dick target again tonight because this is basically going to be the last stream of September, chat, okay? I've also, in the course of the last 3 days, been buying things for the studio. And although I had been saving some money knowing this day was coming, it doesn't make it any easier when it just floods out of your bank. And at the moment, at least, we don't see things turning up because we have to get delivered. Who gives you a delivery window of between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. on a Sunday?
I reckon they will give you a much smaller one on Sunday. I think they'll be able to... Because your furniture might be coming from a different part of the country, that's why.
But I also need to be there at 7 a.m. on the off chance it turns up at 7 a.m.
I know, Muffin. What are you going to do?
I have to get up early.
Oh.
It's disgusting. But this is the things I need to do. It's £1,000 of shelving loose from IKEA.
Gosh.
It's a lot of shelving. But then it is going to increase the amount of storage space that we've currently got. And so it's going to be worth it. Thank you so much, Drop Dead Day, for the 10 and Biblical Nipple for the 10 gifted memberships. You incredible human beings. That means I can put this now on 73. That's right, isn't it? Is it giving them all out? It's not giving them all out, is it? 53, 53, 63, 73. Yeah. Why is YouTube being weird? 50, 60, 73.
I can't decide if I like mooncakes or not. I can't decide. The texture. It's
okay.
Toying with my mind.
Before we tumble down this little rabbit hole. On Fridays, Luce decides to do a topic type thing for learning. Pick a day of the world or something.
I literally Google what is the world observing on any given Friday of the year, and then if it's doable, then we do it. And today is Mid-Autumn Moon Festival, and for people who celebrate Mid-Autumn Moon Festival, they eat something called a moon cake. I'm really impressed with myself that I made them. I'm really proud of myself because it is totally different cooking. It's I think it's like an Asian cake, and if you're like, I don't know if it's fair to say that British cakes are constantly cakey, because they're not. Like, we have pies and stuff, but I can't. The texture.
Happy weekend, you beautiful people.
Thank you so much, Craig. You absolute legend. You are also a beautiful human.
My mind is saying it's raw pastry with an egg custard in it.
One of my speakers is off. One of my speakers isn't plugged in properly. Someone's knocked a cable. It's going to annoy me.
And then as you eat it, it's
keep talking, Liz.
Stretchy. So it sort of stretches as you eat it. And I was saying to James that if you try a new mild meat and you associate it with chicken and you like chicken, you're already predisposed to like this meat because you like chicken and your brain has filed it in the chicken file. But this doesn't. If you don't like egg custard, then you're already going to hate it. But it is like a raw pastry, and it's really, really difficult to kind of like, what is this cake I'm eating? Should it be called a cake? It's got no cake in it.
Sorry, I just see if I can fix my speakers. Zero Effect Craig, thank you for the gifted membership. So yes, Lucy's been making moon cakes because I'm here for the particular celebration because we were able to have Chinese takeaway, which is definitely absolutely 100% Chinese food and not bastardized British fake food labeled as takeaway, right? That was a fight with those cables to get them plugged in.
What did you think of it when you had the moon?
Fucking awful.
Is it the texture?
It's like an uncooked pastry. It's like chewy.
It's like a really chewy, mild marzipan. ish.
Apart from marzipan tasted nice.
And then with an egg custard.
Yeah, it was very bizarre.
So I must have made a really sweet one because I bought a mooncake the other day in town just to think what I was getting into, and it was almost savoury. So I've clearly made a very sweet one, and it's a no-bake cake as well. And I think a mooncake traditionally goes in the oven, I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
Thank you so much, Rory, for the gifted 5 as well, by the way. Thank you so much, Rimney, for the gifted 5. You people are amazing. We're gonna hit 100 immediately here. I've put another big target on, and I didn't think you guys would get there, but this is amazing. This is amazing generosity from you beautiful people. Thank you so much. Also, thank you so much, Mordy Hammer, for the poo, and thank you, Talk, for the 2. Honey, I'm home. I saw you upgraded, mate. What a legend. Thank you. You people are incredible. In a minute, I'm gonna ask for how do we pick a channel? Do we get people to super chat channels, or do we?
You could do a poll?
No, you can't. No, because then I'll have to get the 4 channel names, put them into the poll, vote at the poll. It's a faff. It's a faff. I might get people to super chat in. I'm not going to put a price tag on it though, so it can be like 99p or whatever it is, whatever the lowest is.
Okay.
So they can tell me what channel they want me to go and look at, which will normally mean it'll be one of the ones that they like. Does that make sense?
I've eaten too many mooncakes. I feel sick now.
I'm not surprised. I'm absolutely not surprised. Anyway, I saw someone also say, what are you going to do with the garage when it's empty? Okay, so a story about today. Today's been a bad day, chat, on the whole. I shouted at an internet man, and I borderline threw some keys at a technician.
We do not accept tantrums in this new modern age, Liam.
Tantrums were had today, I'm afraid. Tantrums were definitely thank you, Mordy Hammer, for the gifted 5. Can we hit 100 in the first 15 minutes? You've got 3 minutes to go. That would be incredible. You are now 1 member behind the same number of likes on the stream, which is mad.
I think my mooncake mould will work for things like apple pie. I think it'll work.
Rory, thank you for the gifted 1 on to 90. We now have the same number of members as likes tonight. That's bad on the like crew, by the way. I have also noticed, don't worry, chat, I have noticed that we typically do worse for viewers when I do a stream like this, but I think this is cool. I think this is important for the channel to do this kind of stream, right? I think it's important to do, I genuinely believe that keeping these kind of routes where we go and support other people is important. And if all the people aren't going to turn up because it's not like fucking harsh 40k gossip, so what? Fuck it. Don't care. Mr. the Trapman, thank you for the 10 gifted. This is the night now.
Hobby collab Zach is on.
Okay, what, right now? Right now, I mean, if John says something, we do it, right? He's the boss. Is he on to public or is he on to members only?
I've just seen your behind the scenes of the new studio. Looks really amazing. Can't wait to see all the content you guys are making there.
You'll have to come down and see it properly at some point, Alex, as well, if you would like to. That'd be amazing. I can't do Hobby Collab, John, because it's members only stream right now. So we can't raid them. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I would love to. Next time they're live, maybe we'll try and do something if they're live when we're live. But at the moment, they're on members only, and we can't raid them for members only. We'd all have to become a member to raid them, and I'd rather that was spent here, to be honest. No, I'm joking. Night Lord, thank you for the 5. Ugh, you beautiful human beings. Anyway, today, right, bad day. I'll talk to you about it. So we had a lot of money's worth of lights turning up today that we've been buying for the studio. So this morning I stayed in because Luce went out and did some shopping because I had to, because these lights were turning up. Okay. They didn't turn up this morning when I was in, but I was doing some work on the computer anyway, so it wasn't like it was lost time. That's fine. Okay. That's fine. However, then Luce came in and...
Boo to having some bad times during the day. Quick, name 3 things that made you smile or laugh today. You too, Luce.
I don't think anything's made me smile or laugh today. Oh no, one thing made me laugh today, and that was Luce's story about D&D. We'll get into that later.
Oh my god.
We'll get into that later because it's quite the story.
Here's some little channels that need love. Tales of Asharaka, the disgustingly resilient podcast, Black Crow Gaming.
Des, if you could pick one, which one would you pick out of those 3? And that'll be our first one. So I stayed in. I got some work done, and so it wasn't the end of the world. It wasn't the end of the world. I did get some work done, but then I had the internet people booked from 2 till 4 p.m. today to come and do the survey to say that they can install internet, and I didn't know this was a thing. But business internet apparently is different to private internet, where they just literally turn on and stick a fucking line in. So I was like, okay, cool. Now, I don't know if you guys heard from last night, but that was originally planned from yesterday. And he turned up 2 minutes after the 2-hour window was due to finish. And Joe and I just waited there for 2 hours, looked around for 5 minutes and went, oh, I can't do it, and left. So I had to rebook it for today with someone who wasn't an incompetent fucking arsehole. Anyway, so the first thing I did, I left straight away. The reason why I left straight away is I had a phone call from Harley yesterday saying, your bike has actually been repaired. And I don't know if I've told you guys this, but it's broken, right? My bike is broken. And when I say it's broken, what I mean is you start riding along, you accelerate up, you get to national speed limit, you're in 6th gear, and the engine just cuts out. Just shuts down. Light comes on, cuts out. No power in the throttle at all. You have to get yourself to the side of the road, turn it off, wait 2 minutes, turn it back on, fire the engine up, engine warning light comes straight on. And every time that's happened, I've then taken it straight to the dealership and said, bike's fucked, fix it. Okay? They've had it 3 times so far. I got a phone call yesterday going, we're happy now it's actually finally fixed. They've had it all week, right? And I this bike is like my pride and joy. I love this little thing. I love this thing. So I rode my loan bike off to the dealership. Got very excited. They gave me a coffee as they always do. I had a little chin wag. I was like, right, I need to go to the studio ready for this internet appointment. Got on my bike that was my one, and I finally got it back. I was so fucking happy. 5 minutes up the road, in the fast lane of the 3-lane M271 motorway, and it did it to me. And there's traffic in all 3 lanes. So I then had to get across the 2 lanes of traffic with no engine, so I could get to the side of the road, so I could stop the fucking bike, so I could then reset it and get it started and going again. And I drove it back in the dealership. I just literally just looped around the roundabout, drove straight back in the dealership, and nearly threw the fucking keys at them.
Because I don't drive, it's possibly a silly question. Do the indicators still work if you don't have...
The hazards do, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The hazards do.
Good.
So I wasn't best impressed. The thing is, the guy who works behind the service counter is actually a good friend of mine as well. And I wasn't best impressed. Best pleased.
If you think about it, a woman is a lot like a hurricane. It starts off wet and wild, then when she leaves she takes the house and car. Speak no evil monkey.
Brilliant. Thank you. I could do with a giggle today that it's not just Dave B's dad jokes. So I was not in a happy place already because my bike, I'd had it literally for 5 minutes, and I had to take it back. So I took it back. I took another loan bike off of them. I had to get to the studio for this internet appointment. Got to the studio, and I had some other work to do. So I sat there for an hour doing some work on my laptop in the studio, the new studio. Ordered all my furniture from IKEA and discovered that the time that they were going to dispatch this stuff, or the time I was going to receive the stuff, was between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. on Sunday. So I lose my whole Sunday, which is my one day off, to 12 hours of IKEA furniture. But I'm like, you know what? It's for progressing the studio. I can't be too grumpy. But I was a little bit pissed off because I lost my Sunday. Then the internet person turns up. The first one turns up. And I let him in, and he comes upstairs, and he has a look around. He's like, right, cool, yeah. So I understand what happened yesterday, blah, 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 blah. My colleague's coming. He'll be here in 10 minutes, and when he turns up, we'll start the survey properly. I was like, okay, perfect. That sounds good. I see his colleague turn up outside, and I'd given him a key, because the building, when the door shuts, you can't get back in without a key. You can't get back. So I gave him a key. I was like, you need this key, because if the door shuts behind you, you need to go in the front, you need to go in the back, in the back where the car park is, you need to go in the front where the front door is. And you're going to need to go into the underground car park area because that's where the cupboard is, where I believe the line in is anyway. So have this key, because if one of those doors shuts behind you, you can't get back in the building. He's like, okay, thank you very much. Thought nothing more of it. Sat back in my window with my laptop, because I'm actually sat on the floor. I haven't got a chair in there at the moment. There's no furniture. So I'm sat on the floor with my laptop on my lap, working away. Looked out the window. Other guy turns up, and they start looking around. They're looking at the big, the big, internet. I don't know the fucking what it's called, the poles where all the lines come in, all that kind of stuff. I was like, okay, they do it. They're checking outside where they can bring the line in from, because it's going to be full fibre to the property, right? I then see them after they've done this for like 10 minutes, wandering outside, all talking to them, pointing and looking. I'm like, okay, they're doing their job. I then see them both sit in the van. I was like, oh. Carried on working, kept looking, still sat in the van. 15 minutes went past. I was like, no, I'm not having this. They just sat in the van. I could be at home right now, knowing that the lighting was turning up here. My intent was to get all that lighting in the studio today and out the way and in the corner. But I couldn't in the end because I ran out of time. So I went down. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, I've got to wait for our supervisor to turn up because it's a bit more complicated than we thought. I was like, what do you think you fucking tell me? I'll just watch you sit in a van for 15 minutes whilst I'm up here. Like, that pissed me off straight away. I won't go into graphic detail, but there was some swear words had there as well. Then, eventually, they did tell me, good news at least, that they can in fact fit the internet, which was good. I then left. So once that was done and sorted and I'd done everything I needed to do, locked everything up in the studio, left the studio, rode back to Harley and was like, right, tell me what's happening with this fucking bike because I just dropped it with them when I left. Well, we've had to order this part. I'm like, okay, fine. So do you want me to just keep this loan bike until the part comes in? Well, the part's on back order because the original part has been made obsolete twice and there's been 2 replacement versions come out. And the back order means we're not going to get it till the earliest, the 18th of October. So I spoke to my friend in the shop and I was like, just drive me home. I just want to go home now.
I want to go home.
I just want to go home. Please let me go. Just let me go home. And then I got home and I was assaulted by mooncakes. Anyway, Cornet Ed, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships, you absolute hero. I think I caught Nightlord with the 5 gifted as well, you legend. And Tim Chaser, thank you for the 5 as well. That puts us up on 120 out the gate. You amazing, beautiful people. Thank you so much. It does mean we are less than likes right now. So that was my day. What model of Harley is it? It's the Sportster S, basically the cheapest version. Oh my god. So I was ready to just... I actually got to a point where I wasn't going to... I was said to Lisa, I might just go to bed. I'm not going to bother tonight. But we're here to pick channels. Did Dats and Des pick a channel? Which one did he pick? Where is he? Where's Mr. the Des? Did he pick one when I said pick a channel, Des? Where's his super chat? There's his super chat. I said pick one. Look for the blue name. Black Crow Gaming. Copy. YouTube's. Paste. Paste. Black Crow Gaming. 89 subscribes. That's a great little channel to start with, Des. 90 subscribers is amazing. Oh, they've had Joe on there as well. What do you know?
Laugh for the day. What do you call a lumberjack who has lost both legs? Stumpy. What do you call a dog with no legs? It doesn't matter, they aren't coming anyway. You are welcome and custodies. Also ride or die.
It doesn't matter, they aren't coming anyway. Is brilliant, by the way. Right, let's grab the channel's link. So we're going to paste the... Right, so this channel... I actually know about this channel. This channel has recently had Joe in on a podcast. Eddie's been on a podcast as well. We won't worry about that one. So there is a video from 8 days ago on the channel, which is Black Crow Gaming featuring Joe from the Liam Dempsey YouTube channel is what it's called. I've just seen it, I didn't...
Oh!
Yeah, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the channel link in the chat. I'm hoping almost all 168 of you hit subscribe. Right? And then, once you've hit subscribe, go and find the Joe video that has 60 views on it right now, and all drop a comment, something about the Great Hall's the best place ever in the world ever. Right? That's what we're going to do. Yes, and thank you for the 2. Can we raid Grumpage at Pete? No, we can't. Infantile, exactly. That fucking wanker. Talk, thank you for the 2. Did you fill up the blinker fluid? No, I must have left that bit out, mate. Thought mooncakes are drug related. So anyway, that is the Black Crow Gaming channel. I'm going to pin the message right now. So pinned in chat is Black Crow Gaming, right? 90 subscribers when I clicked it. Let's hit 100 immediately. 100 as I hit refresh already. Look at that.
Aww.
Our guys are great, aren't they?
They're amazing.
Our guys are amazing. And then if everyone goes and comments on the Joe video.
Hello and welcome.
No, not hello. Shut up. Dats and Des put for the algorithm 7 days ago. Amazing. Let's mute YouTube. A comment on Joe's video would be great. Say something about Joe being the national treasure of the Great Hall. That sounds like a good one. Bombardment, exactly. Drew Soul must be protected at all costs. Drew Soul earlier put exclamation mark snipe me. He wants a membership chat. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Hobby Collab, how dare you make tonight's video a members only stream? We were going to come and raid you, but not everyone's a member here, so we couldn't do it. How you doing anyway? Hope you're doing well. Is it Zach or is it Meg? Or is it both of you? Is it Zeg or Mac? Zeg? Matt, which one would it be?
Zeg sounds too much like a bad guy. So we won't use Zeg.
So we can go Mac. Cool. Okay,
Yeah,
go Mac.
Mac.
Zeg sounds too much like a bad guy.
Because it's a Z, isn't it? It's too far down the alphabet.
Zeg.
We don't trust the second half of the alphabet.
11 comments, but they're
Z,
not actually refreshing. Newest first. Here we go. There we go. Here we go. You beautiful people. Look at you wonderful human beings. Miss you too. Miss you too. Right, cool. So the comments is now working, which means we can now go back to the channel, and we're at 118 subs on Black Crow Gaming. So... She's going to read that out as well.
Will she?
Come on, let's raid Chapter Master Ballsack.
John, I wouldn't normally do it to a bigger channel, but now we're going to, in fact, in a minute, once this is settled, once we've done a little bit more time on Black Crow Gaming, which Dats and Des asked for, we'll raid Chapter Master Ballsack only if each of you, and I never thought I'd ever ask you to do this, but if each of you are prepared to put $2 or £2 in, and just to say you're now called Chapter Master Ballsack. You can say it's from Liam if you want, but I just would love the fact that 169 people might go in there and say, you're now called Chapter Master Ballsack. Oh, that is my new favourite name ever. Let's see if we can get Black Crow Gaming to 150 subs. 29 more people hit subscribe on Black Crow Gaming. Do that for me. Chapter Master Ballsack is my new favourite. Oh, amazing.
Yes, she does say ballsack.
That's the only way I'm going to refer to him from now on. I couldn't rate them, John, because it's members only. It's members only. See at the ready. You people are amazing. Please, 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 can at least 10 people can call them Chapter Master Ballsack. It would make me so happy. We can also go and say hello to Play On as well, because they're live right now. Live raiding is fun. We're at, how many subs are we at for Black Crow Gaming? 128, 22 to go. 22 to go. Come on, chat. Go hit sub for me. Thank you, Hodby Collab, for the 2. Just says Ballsack. It's $10 for her to read it out loud, I'm afraid, Meg. I'm very sorry. CM Ballsack is my 40k porno name. Meg, we'll do it when you're next live to the peasants. When you're next live to the public, even if I just stick a link in Discord, say, go and say hello to Meg and Zach. All right? I'm happy to do that for you, beautiful people. Boop. 130. Are we okay with 130 enough, or should we wait for 20 more people?
No, I think that's enough.
It's enough? Yeah, okay.
They've waited long enough.
I would like to wait for 150 people, but I'm too excited about seeing people calling him Chapter Master Ballsack. All right. Oh, hang on. Where is it? I'm going to get you the link to the actual video now. And I actually might put his volume on. And I actually might screen share as well. They haven't stolen Joe, Carl. They can't afford Joe and his monster habits. Here's Chapter Master Ballsack's live video. Okay.
Not even I desert Jenks is cursed. Ernesto, why are you still blue? Actually, to be fair, you paid for the week.
Can we
So
can we see many chapters?
Where is a time certificate? I'll try and put that in with it. All right, Popeye. I'll try and find that and put it in.
Oh, I really want to call him rude names.
You know we really love you, Varric. Thanks, Nick, mate. I appreciate it. I know it's all banter, but sometimes you guys...
Gotta go back to work. Bye, fam. See you later.
really do. Right? You really, really do hurt my...
Don't blame it on me, Reg. That's John's name.
Valfest is being held under the circus tent you call the shirt. God damn it. God.
You blame it on me.
Damn it.
I've told him he is Chapter Master
What's
Bullsack.
happening tomorrow? It's the pre-orders. God damn it. What's coming in your cart tomorrow?
I want to see if he's going to avoid reading it out.
What Primark do you think is coming next? Well, you have to...
Don't go over yet. Don't go over yet to Bullsack. What do you mean? It's too late now, John. We're here.
Down a little bit more. Is it... Are you asking for a loyalist or a... traitor?
What's happening tomorrow?
Update on the Fists of McCrag.
Mate, I still don't know
Nothing.
what that means. Chapter Master Ballsack, Great Hail Raid. Liam said you're the Chapter Master Ballsack. Listen, mate, at least I got balls, unlike Liam. Right? At least I let mine swing low. Okay? He's got no balls. He's the one who's married, not me. Oh! Boom! Off they go! Boom!
Did you hear him?
I can't, no. I can't. I got the
He
dog's tomorrow.
said, at least I've got balls. He's the one that's married, not me. Boom! Off they go.
It's Clongrim.
Oh, dragging me in, are we?
Varric, why did
Yeah.
you get the Emperor had a TT device cancelled? That definitely wasn't me. Right?
Right, you people are amazing.
I actually don't think GW cancelled it.
His voice is boring anyway, so we're not going to keep listening to it.
What have I done? Why has he dragged me into it?
He's just suggested that people that are married might not have their testicles anymore, Luce. It's very simple.
No, your surgeon did that, not me.
Rory, well, it's true. Rory, thank you for the 5 gifted. You humongous human. 125. 75 to go for the goal. That's it already. Then we can go to sleep. I'm done. You've made my day better. Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. What's that? 6 p.m. UK time?
Specifically?
Specifically 6 p.m. UK time, isn't it? Isn't everything done off of Greenwich Mean Time anyway, because we rule the world?
What? Why is it Greenwich then?
London? I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me. You're the educator in the house.
Oh no, I'm the facilitator in the house. Thank you. I'm not the educator. Let's stop that right now.
My bank account takes a hit. That's what happens to my...
Dolphins
Actually,
aren't fish.
To be
That's
fair,
all I
Games
know.
Workshop have already announced it anyway. Tomorrow's the Space Marine pre-order day.
Oh, okay.
But there you go, John, just for you. Many people paid money that I could have had just to call him a ballsack. So, there you go. Because Liam is married, his poor balls are missing bits. No, it's because I visited the fucking butcher. I'm sure that's what he calls. That's what he's called.
Butcher.
A butcher.
He's a very well dressed butcher.
Yeah, yeah. Disguised as a vasectomy surgeon, otherwise known as the butcher.
Very clean butchery.
I'm pretty sure he used a cleaver rather than a scalpel.
I think he used secateurs.
I mean, I felt something snip loose. Gatsby, I always leave the stream with more questions than answers. I think a lot of people do. To be fair. He took that well. He does, to be fair. He does take it well. He takes many things well, Dave. But we might steal his 3 followers. Who are you talking about? Superclass for capped. What about? What does that mean? What does superclass for capped mean?
With landed on your
Oh,
feet.
hang on. Why is it refreshed? He's got
What's
to...
the picture of him falling off a roof?
Well, that's what happened to him. Do you remember? We ended up in hospital.
Why? Is it his anniversary that he fell off the roof?
No, that's just
Or-
there's someone made that little meme for him now.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
All I can see is super chats about him being called Chapter Master Ballsack. It's going well.
It's toilet dice. Can you bring toilet dice instead of John? I prefer toilet dice.
Everyone prefers toilet dice. Was it done at Totton Surgery? No, it was done in...
In the NHS.
It was done in the NHS in a place called Royal Southampton Hospital. It was...
Oh, I thought you went to the general.
No, it wasn't the General. It was Royal Southampton.
Oof.
Yeah. It was. We're not. Do you know what? We're not going to relive it. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about that right now.
We're not going to relive it.
Nope, we don't. No, we don't talk about that at the moment.
I don't need the trauma response.
Ozzy says, if people will pay to insult me, I may start a channel myself. I mean, abusing Barack is one of the nicest things in the world. One of the nicest pleasures in the world. I am very tired.
Yeah.
I'm a bit exhausted at the moment.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, I've got to take all these lights over to the studio. But my clips to put them in the ceiling haven't turned up yet, so I can't put them up anywhere.
You're not doing that alone. You are going to get Joe to help.
What for?
Putting your lights up.
I've got a step ladder. What need Joe for?
In case you fall or pull your back.
I have a picture of Joe in the new studio when I was laying everything out. He was doing the most useful Joe thing that Joe could do.
Reaching up for the aircon?
No, he was sat
Oh.
on the floor against a pillar. So you stay there, Joe. I'll do this. He's there for moral support. That's what he's there for.
Mandy.
He's got what? He's got a 90. How have I missed this?
Everyone's been making fun of his 90 LOL. Someone even said if only you had that shirt when you fell from the roof, would landed on your feet.
Poor old Sam. Poor old Sam. Sam's a good egg, actually, to be fair. I know some people find him very Marmite. But when we started this whole streaming nonsense, Sam was actually quite a big supporter of getting us going. I don't like the fact that he does leak-based content. It's not my jam. It's not the sort of thing I like to do. But I've said this forever, his talking head streams and the banter that he has with his audience was exactly what I was going for when I started these. He was the inspiration for doing talking head streams and having a laugh with people, right? I can't knock him for that. And then when I started doing this, there was a few occasions he sent people over to our channel on a number of occasions. Go and subscribe to Liam. Go and support Liam. One of the first streams we ever did on the channel, he came and did the stream with us. He came all the way down from Manchester to Factorum, so we used Steve from Vanguard Setup to stream to my channel. What a legend. Didn't have to do that, but did. And he was a good sport. We had a lot of fun. So, I take the piss out of Ballsack a lot. That is his new name, by the way, John, now. I take the piss out of Ballsack a lot, but he did a lot of work in the early days of helping people come and find our streams and hang out on our streams. And I actually think there's a few people, genuinely, that used to watch him live, who now watch us live instead, because they may have decided that they prefer this one over his or whatever. So arguably, he could have lost a couple of audience members because he was happy to shout about our channel. So as much as I take the piss out of Sam, as much as I take the piss out of Valrak, as much as I probably get a message from him now after he finishes streaming, he's not the worst human in the world. Right? He's not the worst human in the world. He helped us out a lot. So you don't want to put lights up yourself. Sphincter muscles are strong enough to break glass. I get the play on words. Talk. Thank you for the 2. Lucky he didn't use 2 bricks. I mean, he might as well have done, mate. Clink indeed. John H came in from Valrak, never been back. Oh, poor old Sam. Thank you to all those who hit that like button tonight. We've already hit 150. We have hit 150 likes. We've now got more likes than gifted members, though. By 35. Maths is a thing. So tomorrow I'm taking the lights over, but I can't put them up. In fact, tomorrow's visit to the studio is going to be really short, Luce.
Okay, don't do anything on your own. Just even if Joe just sits there, at least he can make a phone call if you fall.
If they turn up early enough on Sunday, I'll be building all the shelving on my own.
Okay, maybe shelving's fine. Just those lights, because it's a 2-person job. It's not a 1-person job.
Good evening all. Luce, Liam. Here is for the IKEA furniture and other stuff fund. Keep up the effort. The light at the end of the tunnel will show up. And it will not be the train. Winking face.
Oh, thank you. That IKEA I did. Do you know what? This is genuine story. I sat there in my little window because I'm sat on the floor with a laptop on my lap because I haven't got a desk at the moment. Sat there on IKEA, add to basket, add to basket, add to basket, add to basket. Right? I was just like, oh, I could do that. Add that. I then clicked the basket button, Luce, Subtotal, £3,650.
Oh.
Right. So we don't need that much now. So I was like, I need this shelving for here, added all that. I need that shelving for there, added all that. I want that shelving in there, added all that. I need that there, added that there, I need that trolley, added it all together, put it all in the basket, looked at the price and was like, oh, fuck. That's, okay. And then I was like, right, what do we need from the start? Get rid of all that, take all that out. And then it went down to just over 1,000. I was like, okay. That's slightly more storage space, a little bit more storage space we've got in the garage. So this is probably considered what we need. And then I was like, we're done now. That's what we need. And I ordered that. That's what's going to turn up on Sunday. I've been clever as well. I bought metal shelves. And we're going to glue magnets to the bottom of all the miniatures. And they can't be knocked off.
Oh, okay.
Fancy. Gaz, thank you for the gifted membership. You're a legend. Tim, thank you for the gifted. Ruri, thank you for another gifted. Zodiac, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. You people.
So today, me and Jim Jam had a little go at D&D.
So someone said earlier, name a thing that made you smile, made you laugh today. I'll be honest with you, I laughed once all day, genuinely laughed once all day, before I started coming on stream and laughing at things like Chapter Master Ballsack, right? And laughing only happened when Luce told me this story.
So, I've wanted to get Jim Jam into D&D for ages. We tried 40k and it's too enormous and it's a bit much. So I thought D&D will be it. Eddie sent me a completely blank character creation sheet because I already had 4 characters in D&D, but James wanted to make his own. So I thought, if this gets him in, let's do it. So he's borrowed a character from a game or a cartoon or something, and it's a character that has no eyes and this huge hole of a mouth that's got a million teeth in it, and he's got long arms, and he's tall, and he's got a temper, and he's a monster. Okay, great, we'll use that. I'll be a wood elf or something just to get the juices flowing. And then he was filling out his sheet, and we were filling it out for about half an hour, and he went, Mum, can we just play? I'm now bored of writing. Okay, great. We're probably going to get it wrong. Let's just throw dice and we'll see where we go. If I can just get his foot in the door, maybe we'll be in, and then we can learn it properly, and finally we can do something that's cool. So we start in, I've forgotten the name of the place that you start in D&D. Is it Faladin?
You're honestly swear you're asking the wrong person.
I think you
This
start...
is now a you hobby.
I think you start in a pub or a tavern or something like that, and the first mission is to get these huge rats either out the building or you have to blow them up. It's something like that. I've probably already said it wrong. So sorry for all the D&D players. So we go into this pub, and I said, ultimately, James, what you do is you have a choice, and you roll the dice, and depending on the dice means you get to do your choice or you don't get to do your choice, and there's another either consequence or thing that happens that then leads you on to the next thing. So then he's in the pub and he says, and I say, oh, there's a staircase. And he went, I want to go up the stairs. Okay, roll your dice. Do you go up the stairs? Well, there's no people down here, so they must be all upstairs. So he rolls the dice, doesn't get the dice right. I go, there's no people upstairs. Well, I'm going back down then. There's no one up here. Why am I staying up here? Roll the dice again, come back down the stairs, go behind the bar. You find a key. How can I see the key, Mum? I'm blind. My monster's blind. Right, okay. Babe, are you even listening?
No, I've listened.
This is my story.
I've listened to it once. I've heard
Fuck's sake, this is my story. That's hilarious. You're ruining it. Phone down.
I've listened to the story. Keep telling the chat. They're listening too.
So he says, Mum, I'm blind. I can't see the key. So I said, right, yeah, okay, no, okay. So you feel the key. The key feels really unique. And he's like, Mum, it's a key. All right, okay, fine. Roll the dice. Well, the key fits in a door somewhere. And the room's full of doors. You can see all these doors. Mum, I'm blind. I have no eyes. Right, okay. So you use your hand. Use your hand to go along the wall and you feel all the doors. And you come across a doorknob. And you try the doorknob because you've got your key. Is the door locked? No, the door's opened. Open the door, James. And I'm back in the car park. I've just walked out the door I came in for. It was so funny. And you've ruined it with your phone because I can't get your feedback with your eye contact. Thank you, dickhead. You ruined my story.
I haven't ruined your story at all.
You have. I need the feedback from your eye contact, and the phone's more important.
How have I ruined your story? I've heard
Because I
your
need
story.
the feedback.
You don't need fucking feedback to tell a
I
story.
can't tell a funny story to the top of your head.
Well, it's funny because I'm able to do it to a chat with a camera.
Well, you're just that
you
special,
don't
aren't
need
you?
feedback, do you?
Yes, I do. People need feedback. They need eye contact.
Dave B says, I'm listening. Apparently that's not enough, Dave, apparently. Sounds like Carl says, sounds like a shit dungeon master.
Probably.
My eldest, to be fair, he's listening at the moment, chat. He's upstairs, he's awake. He is 10 and sometimes can be entirely hilarious. I've had some interactions with him of late where I have died with laughter because he's got this real dry sense of humour sometimes, which is actually incredible. I love him dearly. We heard the story and we liked it. Yeah, okay. Fuck off, chat, as well. You don't need me for the story.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Mum and Dad are fighting again. It's because I'm reading the 28 million messages and OnlyFans, trying to keep up to date with what's going on in there as well. I can see the stream ending shortly. No, don't worry. I'll be here till 11. Always. Always here till 11. Anyway, we do need another channel. Oliver, you put in about Warhammer Girl. Apparently she's in hospital. Are you still there, Oliver? Tell me. Because actually, I don't have... her YouTube channel hasn't been active for over 30 days, so I don't know if that's the way we go. Apparently she's in hospital and is feeling a bit shitty. But I don't know if I share an Instagram link on Twitch. Doesn't really work. We can do YouTube, but I don't think it's going to really do much because she hasn't put anything on it for like over 30 days. I did see on Instagram that she's in hospital right now as well. That's the fuck off, chat, as well. I've had a shit day. I won't be blamed for a badly told story. Deploy the chocolate and flowers, Liam. Quick, no. No.
Raid War Games Live. Joe is the best.
Are they actually live right now, though? No, they're not. Are they? I'm sure I have them as a subscribed channel. War Games Live. Wargaming Live? War Games Live. They finished an hour ago for the London GT. We can do it, John. But I don't think they... okay, we'll... I mean, you've super chatted. Let's go for it. Copy. Paste. She mainly does Twitch. Yeah, so Rachel's in hospital with something via her Instagram, so I wasn't sure where, so just suggested that. Oh, they're done for the day. Okay, well, I'm going to leave War Games for right now, John, only because Oliver's right. Rach is... Let's use Instagram and see if I can do something via the trickery of mobile phones. This is what was part of what I was also trying to find out a minute ago when she was telling her story. Because I saw you say that she wasn't very well. And I thought she was supposed to be at Mini Wargaming now. A while ago. Can we use... let's use her Space Marine Captain. Share. Can I share? We've moved things around. Copy link. Oh, this is working. It's working. It's happening, chat. This is what I was trying to do a minute ago. Ruri, thank you for the gifted membership. What a legend. Paste. Send. Right, so this is not a YouTube. This is still a raid, right? This is just not a YouTube raid because she's not done YouTube for over a month. And so I'm never mind. I'm like one for free. And so I don't like. She's most active on Instagram. So if she's been in hospital because she's not been very well. So if we could raid the 17 comments currently on that post, if we can raid Rach and just say feel better from the Great Hall or something like that, you know, something lovely. I thought she was supposed to be at Mini Wargaming already, and she's been in hospital and there's been some surgery, and I don't know if this was planned or unplanned, and I didn't want to ask because it's not the sort of thing you ask people, right? If that sort of thing's planned or unplanned. So go for it. Stick it in there. She's been in hospital, hasn't said why, hadn't up in the past couple of days. Yeah, that's what I do. But you don't ask, right? Was going to Canada end up having surgery instead? That's not. Instead is always bad, right? Manny, thank you for the 5. Tactical Tortoise and Hobby Night are live, but I think they are big enough already, right? I mean, they're much bigger than I am. Who's Tactical Tortoise? Have I got them? I don't know if I've got them on my... Tactical tortoise. Tactical tortoise. I mean, they're a bit bigger, aren't they? Day one, Orlando 40k GT Day One live Warhammer 40k tournament coverage. We could. They're live. You have super chatted. Something we could do. I don't have Instagram. When I first heard the term, I thought it was marketing for a dealer. Instagram. I get it. I'm with you. Instagram's a weird one, right? Even from a creator's perspective, because there's this kind of weird, like this weird need for everybody to be big on Instagram. But when Instagram first came out, I loved it. It was my favorite social media app. And I think this happens to social media apps across the board all the time, right? A new social media app comes out, and when it comes out, it's incredible. It has this kind of like unique take on how social media should work. So, for example, with Instagram, it was just all about photography and pictures, and then eventually it grows because it's this new kind of fancy niche thing, and then eventually what happens is advertisers get hold of it, and then it's fucked. The only time I found that this slightly...
Thank you everyone who just subbed to Black Crow Gaming. Liam offered us advice at the bugging, and Joe and Eddie both have helped with content. You are all legends. Liam, congrats on the study.
Thanks so much, man. You're a hero, and you're also very welcome. I don't know how many you got up to in the end, but you're very, very welcome, man. This is part of the joy we're trying to bring. Yeah, so like the only one I found that's been different with recently is Threads, right? If you've heard of Threads, Threads is the new Twitter alternative, although Twitter's not called Twitter anymore, it's called X. It's a new Twitter alternative brought to you by the people at Meta, which is Facebook. Fucking hell. And Threads made this big thing about Threads. I was like, oh, cool, Threads would be a good kind of way to go. Because Twitter is now owned by that fucking knobhead Elon Musk. And I clicked on it, and the second I went into Threads, as an early-ish adopter, it was already absolutely filled with the Threads social media profiles of the biggest celebrities promoting their latest fucking shit. And I was like, oh, cool. So it's just yet another platform. This is what social media is slowly turning into in certain areas, right? Facebook's like this, Twitter's like this. It becomes a platform where big companies can completely ignore their fan base but use it as advertising. That's what it is. Innit? That's all it is. Have you thought to use TikTok to generate interest? As a Star Tease Anonymous started this year and they have 40k subs using TikTok. I have TikTok. We've only just started posting because Eddie started making shorts. We've only just started posting shorts to TikTok. They're the exact same shorts that are on YouTube and the exact same shorts that we're putting on Instagram as well. But we have TikTok. It's a thing. Awesome that you're doing this, Liam. Respect to everyone for subscribing across the community as well. You're all heroes. They are all heroes. Yorkshire Hammer. They are all absolutely heroes. 100%. Twitter's a cesspool. Have you ever been on Twitter?
No.
Have you never thought about going on Twitter?
No.
Why?
Because I don't need to see shit floating around.
I mean, it's literally shit floating around as well on Twitter. And since Elon got hold of it, it's even fucking worse. Ugh. There was a rumour recently that he was actually going to change it so that just to use it, you had to pay for it. Yeah, that face was the face of the, like, well, then we'll just use a different app.
Yeah, it's been free for too long.
Yeah.
To introduce a price now.
Well, they kind of have introduced. So, this is the evolution of social media. This is a slight aside. This isn't quite a rant, but it might turn into one. It used to be. Have you on Facebook? You haven't seen Twitter. You would have seen Facebook. On YouTube, you've seen it. You've seen the verified check mark.
Yes.
The little tick that says this person is definitely Sony or this person is Taylor Swift, right?
Right.
And what happens is the biggest companies and the most famous people get verified by the social media company, because what happens when you're a Taylor Swift or someone who's a massive superstar is you end up with 10,000 accounts that are like Taylor_Swift_ or Taylor1Swift_, and they're all people that are like, quite a lot of them are people that are pretending to be the famous person. They're impersonating the famous person, basically. and they'll make comments and do like there's. I've been caught out a few times. There's a number of profiles on Twitter at the moment which are the exact same profile picture as Elon Musk's actual profile, and they're called Elon Musk with a little difference. It's very slight, and the only way you used to be able to tell which one was which one to start with without doing a little bit digging was very simply the fact that one had a blue tick. That was the verified profile.
Yeah.
So that person had proved that they were Elon Musk, or they proved that they were Taylor Swift, or they'd proven that they were Dwayne Johnson, or whoever it was. Okay.
How do you prove that? What, like birth certificate
Yeah,
or something?
driving license, passport, that kind of thing. Like, so you used to have to submit identification to prove who you were.
Social media, you're going to give over confidential documents.
Well, it's ID verification. It's pretty standard now, to be fair.
Yeah, but for social media.
So what a lot of these places would do as well is you can use like third-party ID verification websites and stuff like that, which keeps things, secure, etc. Until not too long ago, with both now Meta, which is Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, you can now buy yourself a blue tick.
Oh.
If you pay a monthly subscription, you can have a blue check mark that tells you that you're the official person. You still have to go for an ID verification check, but rather than just flat being big enough now for them to give you one, you have to pay for it to prove who you are. So you then have to pay Twitter or Meta a fee to put a check mark next to your name that says that they verified your identity to prove that you're the person that you are. Just money making. It's unbelievable. And now he's already doing that. That's already happening. To be fair, that's not just him. That's Meta as well. And he's now going down the path of, I might just charge people to use Twitter in general. I think you underestimate people's fickleness and their ability to switch to a different app. So I think that's mad, absolutely mad that people. How many? Right, we've got 170 people in chat. How many of you use something like Twitter? How many do you like? 170 people. Just put what we use. Is there like a bird emoji? Does that exist? Is that a thing?
That was Twitter.
So it's not called Twitter anymore either, which is funny.
No, it's
And everyone still calls it Twitter.
Threads.
X.
Oh.
Threads is the Facebook version. Threads is Mark Zuckerberg's new version of Twitter that's not Twitter.
Why are they changing it all?
Why? I think X is the worst fucking name he could have gone with for a social media platform.
Who owns X?
Who owns Twitter?
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
Oh, I don't. Just leave shit alone.
I didn't open Twitter in 5-6 years and now I'm permabanned. What did you do, Rory? Nope. See, it's interesting. Mad people say no. How many of you that are saying no to Twitter used to use Twitter? Twitter, Threads, Facebook, Instagram. See, Threads, Facebook, and Instagram. Interesting there. It's 4 big social media platforms. Threads, Facebook, and Instagram all owned by Zuckerberg. All 3 of them.
Why not just turn it into one thing then? If you're the owner of all of them, just... Because
now I'm no, like, in this space, I'm no expert. So let's, pinch of salt with what I'm about to say. But if you have a person... So I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Threads. Okay. Now, in essence, they all are slightly different in how they work and how they operate. Not massively different now. There's more blurred lines than I think there used to be. Twitter used to just be photos, and now you've got Twitter Reels and stuff like that, and you get Reels on Facebook as well. And there's a bit of like cross-pollination kind of thing there. But they used to kind of offer different things. Threads in itself. Threads is about conversation flow, hence threads of conversation. It's a clever concept in essence, but it's essentially what Twitter kind of started out being as well. Before Twitter basically just turned into a softcore porn hub. And it's explicit. Twitter's very explicit.
What?
Twitter, you could go on Twitter now on your phone and search something sexual by name, and you would find full explicit videos and photos on Twitter. It's not hard to find.
Does it ask you if you're over 18?
It just shows you.
Oh my.
So what I would imagine is the reason why you have these 3 different apps that are slightly different is because if someone like me, for example, who's on all 3, you end up with a larger user base in total. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Right. So how do I explain this? So if you've got 300 users, for sake of argument, they're all on the one platform, but you've also got all 300 users on all 3 platforms, you then show as having 900 users. So what you can do then is sell more advertising to the advertisers because you're showing that you've got a wider audience. So they can monetize. So Zuckerberg could monetize Facebook, but now he can monetize Instagram, and now he can also monetize Threads.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Now that's me guessing why he's doing it. I don't know that that's the case. I'm sure he'll tell everyone that he's being morally. Fuck knows. These people they live in a very, very different world. Honestly, I think now, if I didn't have the channel, I think I'd just have Instagram.
I would love to come away from Facebook.
I would love to come away from Facebook.
But
it's toxic as shit.
All of the home ed stuff is on there, and the companies that are offering home educational packs now that run alongside national curriculum, etc., they're all on Facebook. And I remember when there was a time that it was crass to advertise on Facebook.
Yeah,
And now
100%. Yeah,
everything's
it was a
on
weird.
there. Yeah, it was like, for crying out loud, this is a business. Please don't put it on Facebook. And now everything's on there. And if I did come away, it would isolate me and the boys instantly because not many people have my mobile number. It's all done on Messenger. And now when you set up an event on Facebook, you can start a chat room with it. So you can all organise where the car park is and which set of toilets you're going to use. And
What I find really frustrating about Facebook as well is that not every advert is necessarily a genuine thing.
yeah,
Like I feel like maybe like I touch wood, have never been scammed, but I feel like with social media advertising, so I know how easy it is to run ads on Facebook because I've done it in the past. It's not difficult to run ads on Facebook, so I feel like it's actually pretty easy to scam people through something like Facebook, and I don't feel like there's enough protection in place for people as well. And I am absolutely terrified for the world that the kids are going to inherit.
I think there's going to be a refusal generation. I think there's going to be an entire wave of kids coming up now that will be. Do you remember in? I only ever heard it happening in America. There was this abstinence trend, and these kids. It was so ironic because a lot of them were sleeping around anyway. But these kids were trying to make it trendy to abstain. And it did turn into a trend, or what I saw. I never heard of it in England, and I didn't hear of it anywhere else. It only seemed to come from America. I don't know if it was anywhere else. But I think there's going to be a very similar thing to do with social media and mobile phones. I think we're going to have a wave of people that just will refuse it.
Social media?
Yeah.
I think the opposite. So I can see how potentially some spaces may become boycotted, but because Facebook, I reckon, for example, when the kids grow up, Facebook will no longer be considered trendy anymore. So another reason why I think Zuckerberg is building things like Threads and Instagram is what he's doing is he's refreshing, because what generations do is they go, we're not using Facebook because our grandparents use Facebook. We're using Threads, and they'll. Do you know what I mean? So an app kind of becomes trendy. My biggest concern is because of things like Google and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. We've seen this already as well. This isn't me theorizing. This is factual. Is that the internet? Your little corner of the internet becomes an echo chamber. Whatever your thought, belief, feeling is. And if that thought, belief, feeling happens to be a little extreme, it's very easy to be then very quickly surrounded because of how algorithms work with things that make you feel like you're right or believe that you're correct.
Yeah.
And then we end up like social media inadvertently just through things like algorithms, because there isn't a man behind a computer who goes, oh, Liam's looked at a woman with boobs for too long. Start sending him more pictures, or Liam searched something. Like, there's no man doing that. It's all done automatically by essentially an AI system, which is the algorithm, right? So if you stumble across something, it's very easy for social media to kind of radicalize people inadvertently.
Yeah, I had that problem with the narcissist reels. Now, I hung around on a narcissist reel because I was like, what's that?
This is word being used to describe my husband so often.
What is narcissism? What is it? Because I've heard people use it, but I feel like I've been under a rock. Everyone's a narcissist all of a sudden. And because I hung around on that reel for too long, now all of them get sent to me. And now it does kind of make you go, by the time I come off reels, I'm so pent up and angry for no reason.
Yeah.
So that's why I grabbed myself a really simple watch, so I don't have to look at my smartwatch anymore. That's upstairs. My wrist is still vibrating.
Is it? I thought it stopped.
Isn't it incredible what your brain does to get that dopamine hit?
My pocket vibrates with no phone in it.
It's mad.
My pocket vibrates.
And now my phone stays upstairs on loud because we're a pretty quiet household anyway, and I'll hear it ring, and usually it's a paediatrician that leaves a message anyway.
Put your hand up if you get phantom vibrations. There's an actual condition for it, apparently. I don't know what it's called. But put your hand up if you get phantom vibrations. I bet there's lots of people. Cass, thank you for the 2. Keep moving forward, you big hair bear. Thanks, mate. Love you. Rory, thank you for the gifted 5. What a champion. More gifts from Rory. And then Turd Stain Jimmy, thank you for the 5. The internet and its consequences have been disastrous to the human race. Changed my mind.
Yeah.
I think...
Babe, really? We've never had such a nervous generation of children.
I don't know.
Mental health has fallen off a cliff. This is worse than post-war generations.
I think that the internet has done a lot of good, though.
I think the good very easily outweighed by the bad. Do we need to know what's going on in Italy right now? No.
What? No. Yeah. So, all right. So there's an argument to say that we are overloaded with information now, more than we ever have been before. And part of the reason why the human mind can't take it is because we're not supposed to have the exposure to this much information, specifically when you consider that the thing that spreads fastest is actually bad news.
Yeah.
So I get it. You know, you guys hopefully all know, massive advocate for mental health, right? You're super chatting tonight. You should all know. We don't say it too often nowadays, but 10% of our super chat revenue at the end of the year will go to Models for Heroes. I think that we are overexposed specifically to negativity nowadays as well. We are well overexposed to bad news stories. If there's an earthquake or a tsunami, or we see it, we hear it, we see how people's lives are ruined. And I think that for some people, actually, seeing the earthquake, the volcano, the fucking tsunami, the dam bursting is enough to actually make you start the day be a bit shit because you just kind of surrounded by this sorrow all the time. Some people will argue that seeing that makes them go, I'm so blessed today, and they'll have a more positive start to the day, which is lovely. If you're able to do that, that's, you know, it's quite a skill actually. But that being said, information sharing is faster than it ever has been before. And when that information sharing is good information sharing, positive information sharing, or information sharing that could lead to another cure or another advancement scientifically, that's positive. Our whole livelihood now, our whole lifestyle is because of the internet. I wouldn't be able to talk to 164 people on a Friday night like this.
No, this is... I disagree a little bit. This is... take away the visual. This is the radio. Radio has been around a very, very, very long time, way before the internet.
But don't you think that radio is almost like the very first version of... It's getting information out to further than who you can talk to down the pub and in the local butchers.
Okay, so my lovely rose-tinted memory of radio was local radio, not national radio.
No, of course.
So it's still your area. And you had to physically tune it in. So no, I'm not listening to BBC America. I'm listening to
British Broadcasting Service America.
Yeah, it's BBC America.
I'm not sure. I think that. So I even think that to some extent, like radio is like early adoption internet. How do I have a message? Before things like even radio, we had newspapers.
Yeah.
I want to get a message out to lots of people. Right? And I want that reach to be more than the person who I can talk to at the local pub.
Yeah, but the nature of a newspaper isn't it's not having 10 people who don't know you comment on you the way that people do on the internet.
So my biggest problem with the internet isn't its reach. It isn't the speed of information. My biggest problem with the internet is there's absolutely zero regulation to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's my biggest problem personally, is the regulation. There's no
At
regulation.
least a newspaper had to retract.
Yeah, and the problem,
stuff.
the problem with it being like, even then, right? So there has been newspapers in this country who have been in court because of things that they have done that are flat negative. Okay, and they've been held to account for those things that they've done. The problem with the World Wide Web is we do not have it. The thing is, certain countries out there, and I'm looking at countries like your Russias and your Chinas, will do things on the internet that countries like the UK and America just can't touch them. Can't stop it.
I had a HMRC scam call the other day, and I thought, yeah, I've got 5 minutes. I'll press one. So pressed one, went through to.
I love how you go. I've got 5 minutes.
I've got 5 minutes. I'll press one. So I went through to a lady, and from foreign accent, said her name was Jessica. No, it's not. And then she said, no, it's not. And she said, how can I help you? And I went, well, I've just had a very worrying phone call from HMRC that you're proceeding with legal action, and I'm wondering how you can help me. And she was like, oh, okay, so, yeah, can I have your details? Well, I'm wondering if there's a way you can prove to me that you're not a scam. What do you mean? I think you're absolutely full of shit. And she went, what would you say if I think you're full of shit? Now I know you don't work for HMRC.
Yeah.
Boop. So the scamming somewhere on my internet shopping, my details have been sold. And I always tick the box that is do not share my information. I need to go on that website. I think it's called DuckDuckGo or something. And it hides who you are.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's like the whole cookies thing. It doesn't track your internet stuff, so you don't get your information sold on.
I still think there's positives from the internet. I don't necessarily, if I think, like, if we were to put percentages on it, I'm not saying that I think it's 51% positive, 49%. I don't know where my percentages sit, but there is positives about things like the internet and being able to stay in touch. There's people that I've kept in touch with across the globe because of the internet. People that I knew in the army who now live in New Zealand who I can still talk to on things like Facebook once. And I talk to them. To be fair, granted, I talk to them maybe once a year. We share a couple of messages and see how each other's getting on.
That's people you know.
It is people I know, but I can't, like, if it wasn't for the internet, I almost definitely wouldn't still be in touch. If I had to write to them, send them a letter, and wait 6 months to get a letter back, I probably wouldn't have bothered.
Does it enhance your life to know their movements?
No, I would agree with you. It actually doesn't. It's just a nice thing to have.
It's lovely.
Yeah. But you're right. It doesn't enhance my life. I had someone trying to scam. Not too long ago, chat. I say not too long ago. 6-7 months ago now, I reckon. I bought myself a PlayStation 5 games console, and I did it because throughout my childhood, we were very lucky, my brother and I, to always have had a PlayStation whenever the new one came out. Close, whichever was the nearest Christmas to when the new one came out, we would get the new one until I was old enough to own my own PlayStation 4. Excuse me. When PlayStation 5 came out and they had incredible stock issues, I wasn't able to get my hands on one. It was one of the first times where I haven't really had a PlayStation on release date. So about 6-7 months ago, I actually ended up buying myself a PlayStation 5 in the idiotic belief that I might have some spare time to sit on my own and play my PlayStation. And the theory was, I turn my PlayStation on, I don't turn my computer on, I can't look at emails, I can't check messages, I can't check Facebook, I can't check YouTube, I can't do any of that shit because they've got the PlayStation. The weekend that I picked it up, I sat for about 3 or 4 hours with my PlayStation playing games. And was like, I had my feet up on my desk, I was like, this is nice, my computer's off, I'm actually switching off from all the work stuff. And that was the last time I used it for the first 3 hours. It then became an expensive white dust collecting tool. And I got to a point about, when did I say, about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago-ish? I was like, there's no point me having this. Absolutely no point me having this whatsoever. It doesn't do anything. Someone else can make use of this. Why am I keeping it? Also, we're starting to put funds together for the studio, okay? So I put it up for sale. Now, historically, when I've sold things, I've always used eBay because it was trusty. I've had no problems with eBay in the past. But fees and stuff like that, and you have to wait 7 days. So for the first time I think ever, I was like, I'll sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Really easy to do. There's loads of PlayStation Facebook Marketplace. Oh my God, that's a fucking minefield.
Yeah.
I reckon the first 5 people that got in touch with me for that PlayStation were scammers. The first one, she kept messaging me, and it was kind of... I don't wish to sound like a certain type of person right now, but it was pidgin English. It was hard to understand, right? And then I got to the point where I'd finally... And then she was like, can you send... I need to send my son over this afternoon at 6 o'clock. Can I get him to come and pick it up? I was like, no, 6 o'clock's no good. I'm not going to be there. I can be there later. I need to get at 6 o'clock. So you can't get at 6 o'clock. And she's like, I also need your bank details so I can send you the money. I was like, okay, cool. So if you hand over your bank details, your account number, sort code, they can't do anything.
No, they can pay in. I don't think they can take out.
So I was like, so here's my bank account details to pay into my bank account. She's like, I also need your email address. And I was like, you don't need my email address to pay money into my account. She's like, I do. No, you don't. So I'm using this banking app called Blah. I need an email address because it sends you a receipt that I took you the money.
Lucy's point is you can't read too many books, but you can watch too many movies. When you read, your brain needs to process all the info in the theatre of the mind. Movies are like junk food for the brain.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Thank you, by the way, Adrian, for the 50 remaining. You're a hero. So should I need your email address? And then she says to me, well, the reason why my particular banking app needs an email address is it sends you a receipt. And I was like,
Okay.
I can buy that. I can buy that for $1.
I got 5 minutes.
I've got a minute. So I gave her my email address, and then she's like, I've sent you an email, please check. And I was like, looked at it, nothing came off my phone. Okay, interesting. So I went straight into my junk folder. There's an email there. I was like, okay. So I clicked it, and it said something like, this person has sent you this much money. My first alarm bell rang because it's in my junk folder. My second alarm bell rang because the email address was complete gobbledygook nonsense. And the third alarm bell rang was because it said she sent me the wrong money. And then it says, you need to do such and such and such a steps and click this link so we can...
Don't.
And all the numbers were wrong. Like, nothing was wrong. And I messaged her back. I got straight back into Facebook Marketplace's messenger system and was like, I wasn't born fucking yesterday. I won't be falling for your scam. And it just said, such and such has left the chat. I was like, fucking hell. That was easy. And 4 more. Until I finally got a bloke who was... And he was talking to me about... and I got really bad then. Every time someone messaged me, it's a hey, you get to do this automatic thing on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, you
hi,
do.
is this item still available? Click,
Yeah.
right? And every time that came through, the first thing I would do, straight to their profile.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 4 pictures only in the whole time they've been on Facebook for the last only 6 months. Scammer.
I had the WhatsApp, and I've never had this before, a WhatsApp message. So they have my mobile number from somewhere, and it was about starting a new company and how we really love your company and we want to work together. The Liam Dempsey Great Hall thing is in your name. Nothing is in my name. So where have you got that from? And now I got 5 minutes. So now I just...
You shouldn't do fuck all, chat. She's
now
always
I
got
just
5
message them
minutes.
back. So I just think, what can my company be about? Well, I'm quite passionate about women's health because female medicine is finally catching up to male medicine, which is great. So I was like, brilliant, I got 5 minutes. Thank you so much for taking an interest in my company. I think vaginas shouldn't just be for childbirth. They should be to enjoyed all year round. And here's how you can help me. Do you have a vagina that is being neglected? And they went for it. Oh, this is your company. Yes, it is. You know, I'm very proud of it. And we're finally coming out of the shadows now and all of this. And then I ended up getting to the point that they were like, can we have your national insurance number? Why do you need that? Well, to put you on our database. Well, I'm already on your database because you're here texting me right now, dickhead. And then I blocked them and reported them, but they were quite happy.
What was wrong with turning up to see if your mates want to play? You both said the same the other day. The internet is great, but it's shit.
That last sentence,
Yeah.
Christian, is so perfect. The internet's great, but it's shit.
Well, this company that I blocked and reported, they seemed to be very okay with the fact that if you are an illegal immigrant person fresh to the country, they would employ you.
Yeah.
There's no paperwork with you. They'll find you a job and somewhere to live. And I was like, holy shit, have I stumbled across, like, oh my God, who's messaging me?
Beth
I've been
Sheldon.
talking about vaginas for 10 minutes.
Beth Sheldon says The Shadows of the Vagina. The new best-selling novel. It's mad though. They're like, and this is where the internet shit. The amount of scams out there is absolutely unreal. You know, and like I get so fucking bored. My main bank that I use Now, if I go to purchase anything over about 34 pence online, a box comes up saying, you need to click and approve in your app. And I have to open my app, and then it scans my fucking face, and it says, would you like to approve? And I have to click approve my item, and then I go back onto the website and say, I have approved in the app. I'm like, for fuck's sake, it's because there's scammers everywhere. The reason why I have to do all of that, because I didn't used to have to do all that, the reason why I have to do all of that is because there's fucking scammers everywhere, and it's so tedious. It just bores, but at the same time, I would rather they didn't take all my money. So
I've now started shopping back on the high street and going into, I love a charity shop anyway, but going back into the charity shops more so because shopping online, they sell you information, or I don't know, the fact that I can't shop online without the rest of my Google searches having a margin full of the thing I just bought. Yes, I know that's available. I've just bought it. Why is it? And I feel like a product the whole time, and it's exhausting.
you are though, aren't you?
Yeah.
Riri, thank you so much for the gifted 1 membership, you legend. 140. 60 to go in 10 minutes. We need 140, not 160. 60 to go in 10 minutes. We need 6 a minute. Jack, can you do it? 6 a minute to hit 200. Well, we were talking about this the other night, right, as well. So there's companies out there. There's a lot of companies out there that claim environmentally friendly or you know, ecologically conscious, and like they don't. The CEOs of those companies couldn't give a fuck about the environment.
Yeah.
If Lucy uses a company called Lush, I'm sure a lot of you know about it, and they are particularly keen on being environmentally friendly as a business. And to be fair, a lot of their practices and processes are better than a lot of other companies. A lot better than a lot of other companies. However, some of us said to Luce last night, if that punchline didn't sell, the CEO wouldn't give a shit about being environmentally friendly.
But the thing is, companies like Lush, I'm sure what they're trying to do is amazing, but there's no way they are that good, because it is impossible to function with profit and be that good.
Drew's, by the way, put exclamation mark snipe me again. Still hasn't got a membership, and he said he feels like Munch now. I love the fact that whenever someone can't get a gifted membership, it just defaults back to poor old Munch. I love that. By the way, Thursday and Jimmy, thank you for the 5. I think we did that one already, so I'm going to read it anyway, just again. Oh, we did actually do that one anyway. Mandy, thank you for the 5. It's not just mental health. Look at what online shopping has done for the world. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Although part of the reason why I'm defending it is because I'm a fucking internet goblin, right? And what I mean by that is, if I'm going to a tournament with all you people, right, you're my people. I actually can be in that room and be pretty comfortable because you're all my people. And when I say you're all my people, I don't mean you're my people. I mean you're the same kind of people as me. You like my hobby. So I know I can walk up to you at a tournament. I can walk up to you and I know I can talk about 40k in the game and we have something in common. We have common ground. We can talk straight away, right? That's fine. In terms of being sociable with other people, though, that's a bit harder. You've got to make effort. Fuck that. That's shit. And then more importantly, nowadays, although the internet is bad, and I don't know if this is intrinsically linked, but although the internet is bad, sometimes going into our local shopping centre and shopping with other people is a very stressful experience, because everybody else now, and this could be linked to the internet, but everybody else now has zero patience.
Oh, I shouted at a person at Morrison's, didn't I?
You just knocked your cable.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, chat.
People's patience has got... Yeah, Luce did shout at a person in Morrison's. Luce and I have got quite shouty of late.
Well,
We're turning into grumpy old men.
I was booping my shopping through with the lady, asking her how her day is. And then she was chatting like, oh, is it an inset day? And I said, no, they're homeschooled. And she was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, okay, just put my shopping through. And
You
the
touched
guy...
that cable again. Stop touching that cable.
I didn't touch it.
You did.
Didn't. And then the guy behind me was tutting at her and saying, I'm not being funny, but can you hurry up? I was putting my shopping in the bag. She was booping it. And we both looked at the man. And he said, well, you know, I don't want to be rude or anything, but you're taking forever. And the lady said, it's called customer service. So I shouted, how outstandingly rude of you. I can't believe you've just said that. And he was regretful. His wife packed the shopping up, walked away from him, left him, still trying to defend his position. She was pretty much in the car with the engine running while he was still trying to defend his position.
That's my favourite line, by the way. He was regretful.
Regretful. Because me and the checkout lady just sort of looked at him like, are you serious? This is Morrison's in Totton. Come on.
Yeah.
It's a Friday morning. Stop it.
But that's why I'm like, Lise hates it, because I am just in it. Like, I have paid a lot of money for a lot of things over the last few days for the studio. Everything online. The whole lot. All online.
Could you have found it in a shop?
Well, all the IKEA furniture I could have done. Going to IKEA.
You could have, yeah.
I've bought a new screen to showcase. So I could have gone into an electrical shop and bought a TV there. And a stand, maybe.
So do you find shopping in person stressful?
I don't like shopping in person.
What is it you don't like?
Other people.
Well, the feeling's mutual sometimes. So.
I also, it's not just the other people that I don't like either. Like, do you know what the bonus is about shopping online? Is I've pressed lots of little buttons with my little finger.
Yeah.
And then it will just turn up at my house. Cool. There you go. Think about what's outside that door right now that turned up today. I'd have to pick that up and carry it to my car myself. So I've had to shuttle run back and forth to get 4 boxes in the car and then drive it to the studio. Just turned up at my house.
Or you do your shopping in person and then they say, would you like it delivered? And you go, thank you very much. That'd be great.
Well, what's the fucking point going out?
To go and see it and touch it and feel its sturdiness and then compare. You can't compare things on a screen all the time. You can't.
You can also apply exactly what she just said to dating. Drew's still trying. Angron Leghorn tried to gift a membership. So did Tim Chaser. Thank you so much, you two. You're amazing. We're not doing the 6 a minute, are we? We're well away from the 6 a minute. But we are going to end up on 142 at least. So thank you, people. You're amazing. Time is also a big factor. Time is a big factor as well, because like I feel like nowadays with shops, like here's another reason why I like to shop online. Here's another thing. This is true. If I walk into our local Currys, right, our electricity shop, okay, electrical goods shop, I suppose is a better word for it. Mm-hmm. You can walk into our local Currys and look at. I'm looking at one now. Let's go computer monitors, okay, for example. I've actually had this experience, not recently, but I have had this experience. I've walked into Currys, looked at the computer monitors on Currys on the shelf, looked at them all and gone, none of these are for me. I don't want any of these particular monitors. I've then come home, gone online, and looked at monitors. Found one that I liked, put in the postcode for where we are here. Okay, one in stock, Southampton. So I've clicked it online, driven back over there, and picked it up from the same shop. Wasn't on the shelf. Got back. So why even bother going over in the first place? Look online, find the one you like, get it delivered to your house. Job done.
I did have warm fuzzy feeling when the washing machine broke, and I was like, I'm going to town to test the washing machines. I went into Currys.
But what did test? Okay, right. Here's it. Test the washing machines. Did
Yeah.
you take a bag of dirty laundry with you?
I should have.
Can I just chuck this in here and see?
But
Right.
I don't know why. I don't get to do housewifery stuff outside of the house very often because the job is in the house. But it's just nice to go. I couldn't compare washing machines online.
If GW shut all their shops and went online, think about the kid who wants to learn hash. There is a bigger picture. Come on,
Yeah.
it's not just about internet.
No, it's not just about internet. You know, I think the thing is when you apply it, Christian, to the GW model, it's a very niche. Like there's arguments for lots of shops, like shoe shops and trainers, for example. You probably want to try them on. They're going to be on your feet, right? You probably want to try them on. When we last bought a bed, we went and tested beds. Sounds silly, but how much time do you spend in your fucking bed? So we went and tested beds. There is definitely argument to say, but even then, you test your bed, and then they deliver it to your house anyway. At some point, you order it. They essentially then just order it online for you. That's what happens.
Yeah. But I couldn't buy a bed on the internet.
No, I wouldn't, because I want to test it. There are scenarios and cases where you want to test things out. But even then, certain things internet-wise, like Amazon Wardrobe, okay? You buy it on Amazon Wardrobe, it turns up at your house, you try it on, it doesn't fit, you send it back, they don't charge you a penny.
No, I
Rory,
can't-
thank you for the
can't do
5
that.
gifted. You're a legend. Jacob, I think I've... Oh, thank you for the gifted, Jacob. You're also a legend. 148. You amazing people. We need to do a raid for the last 5 minutes as well. Have you got... Someone give me another channel. This didn't work.
Monitors is a bad example, Liam. You knows that some show colors differently than others. LG versus SpenQ, etc. So going to the store and seeing it helps. Also, you could talk to a salesperson and ask.
No, I can't talk to a salesperson in the UK because none of them got a fucking clue what they're talking about. Liam, I'm showing you. We need shops. Oh, right, okay. Here's my problem, though, Christian, right? Here's my problem with shops. Is nowadays, they're all shit. And they're all shit because of the internet. If shops were better, I'd be more for shops. Right? I'd be more for shops. But shops are shit. My curries that I'm talking about with monitors, it's not a bad example. I can ask the salesperson all about the monitors and he will not have a fucking clue what he's saying to me. And I can look at the specs of a monitor, and trust me, there's 3 in this room and I bought all of them, and I know that what I'm buying is going to be a good monitor. The monitor that's in front of me, my main monitor that I use for all my gaming, all my editing, is a phenomenal monitor. Because you know what? I use the internet to research it, and I use YouTube.
As Bo says, not sure if Anne Summers' try before you buy would work. I heard on the grapevine that Anne Summers do amazing breastfeeding bras. So when I was pregnant with Ben, I was like, right, I'm going to go in. I'm just not going to look. I'm going to put horse blinkers on and just head for the maternity section. I don't want to know what's vibrating in the corner. I'm just going to go to the maternity section. Do not talk to me. I don't want to try anything on. Leave me alone. I hate this shop. Got to the maternity bit, just picked like 3 things off. And honestly, I was trying to put it on the till, like contorting myself because the slightest knock of a add-on sale would vibrate. And the woman with a straight face went, "Do you want our bullet keyring?" Nope, I'm already pregnant, thank you. I don't need anything here you're about to ask me about. None of it, please, just the maternity bras. Are you sure you don't want some strawberry flavoured lube? No, just the bras. I don't want to be in here any longer than I need to be in here, please. You're making me very anxious. I just want to buy the bras. Let me buy the bras. It was honestly traumatizing.
I mean, that's maybe that. I mean, that again, that's a specific circumstance. I need to be very clear. Talking to Christian's comment, I need to be very clear. I have nothing against shops. Nothing against shops. My 2 issues I have with shops is that shops are shit now. Because businesses are just developing their online profile. Because for a business at least, and this is a negative, this isn't a positive, but for a business at least, having an online shop and warehouse is cheaper than having a shop front full of staff that sometimes might make no sales in a day. It just is. It's just a fact. So shops don't want shop fronts if they can help it because it's more expensive for them to run that business. But I think shops are a positive, and I think the high street, it's important the high street doesn't die. My biggest issue with shops isn't just that they're all a bit shit compared to online now, because why do we bother trying? People just buy online anyway. And that, like, other shops will go, well, why would I show you this thing? Because you'll go in there, you'll go, oh look, search, oh it's cheaper there, and you'll fuck off somewhere else. The biggest problem with shopping, my biggest issue, Christian, with shopping in general, isn't the shops, it isn't the products, it isn't the monitor scenario. The biggest issue is people, and it's not because people are shopping. I have no problem with that. The biggest issue is people behaving like cunts. Manners are out the window in the high street. They don't exist. People don't step aside. People don't get out of the way. I've held on to my little one walking through the shops and had people basically walk through them. 10 and 6-year-old boys, people walk through them. I'm fucking... If I didn't have both my kids in my hands, I'd fucking hit you. Like, people will barge in front of you. They'll push past you. They'll try and get the queue in front of you. They'll take the thing off the shelf that you're looking at. People don't give a fuck about anybody but themselves. And someone said, I think it was Yeston, how are you going to cope with Super Secret Project then if you don't like people? This is what I'm talking about. Hobbyists are different breeds of people. And when hobbyists are in a gaming hall or a shop because there's an event going on, we don't have that same level of rudeness and selfishness. It just doesn't occur. I've seen people arguing over a single model about who was going to let the other one buy it because they both almost reached for it at the same time. It's the complete reverse. They're arguing because, no, you have it. No, it's okay. You buy it. No, it's all right. I can just order it. Like, that's the reverse of what you see. Like, look at the... I mean, it's a small percentage. Look at what you watch on TV when Black Friday sales happen.
Yeah.
People are the problem. The shops aren't the problem. The shops could do with being better. Our local superstore, which is a Morrison's, which is a brand. I don't know if you've got a brand equivalent in America, but Morrison's is a superstore. They've just made a change. And I'm a digital person, I'm a tech person, but I think this is a negative change, personally.
So the overwhelming demographic of our Morrisons is the elderly who don't like
kind of 50 plus.
the self-service.
Yeah.
They prefer the manned tills.
So we had 8 self-service little terminals for baskets, and we had 2 to 3 self-service conveyor belt terminals, and the rest of the shop was old-fashioned tills. And there was about 15 to 20, maybe, ish. Yeah, fair to say. Those old-fashioned tills, about 6 left.
Yeah.
They've ripped everything else out, and they've put all self-service in.
Yeah.
And I actually think that's bad.
Well, where Morrison's is, it's kind of on the outskirts, so people purposefully go to Morrison's to that one. It's not like they're in Totten and I'll just nip into Asda. They've purposefully come out this far. Yeah. So to change it like that, they've had people threatening not to go back.
But because it's... Why? Because in terms of a personal experience, it's a worse personal experience. Yeah. Because those people want to... And this is my problem with other shops as well. This is linked to what I'm talking about. Those people want to go up to an assistant when they're ready to buy their shopping. They want to feel relaxed. They want to feel calm. They want someone to look after them. And so they ultimately also want someone to talk to. You know,
I say this story to a lot of people whenever they say the self-checkout is progression, and yes, it is. But when you live in a little village, a lot of the time people are very routined. And for example, Margaret will come in every Thursday for her shopping. And if she's not in one Thursday, no one will think about it. If she's not in for 2 Thursdays, where we lived in Hadley, I did hear a story that someone in, I think it was the Co-op, went round to said Margaret's house because they hadn't seen her. Mm-hmm. She was religiously in on a Thursday. And that was, yes, it's village life, which is a ecosystem on its own. But it just goes to show that when you have people who religiously use certain supermarkets on a certain day, that you end up becoming kind of like a bit of a community centre. Because there's a cafe there.
It's community kind of help awareness type thing, isn't it?
Definitely.
And this is like someone said. The moral of the story is that in life, the moral of that story that is life. People are the problem. I don't want to end on a downer. We won't end on a downer. I'll go another 10 minutes to not end on a downer. But the biggest virus on planet Earth is fucking humans, and people don't look after the planet. They don't look after their environment. They don't look after themselves. They don't look after each other. We have unfortunately developed, and maybe this is also intrinsically linked to the growth and birth of the internet. Perhaps it is, I don't know. But we have grown into a species of self-centered, self-indulged, fucking narcissistic, egotistical, entitled shits everywhere.
Yeah.
From every fucking corner of the globe, everywhere. Absolutely fucking everywhere. And the Western world is fucking particularly bad for this. It's particularly bad for, and this is why I don't like going to shops, because I really don't fucking like people, because I get like Luce banned me from Morrison's for a while, or at least going with her.
Yeah.
Because I would just shout at old people.
Well,
but to be fair, were they behaving in a polite, friendly manner?
The guy that was rude to the checkout lady a couple of weeks ago was elderly. I couldn't believe it. And I felt like going, your generation constantly scoff at my generation for being rude, but you're the one. Ugh. But the irony is with the self-service is, if you have anything like a couple of packs of paracetamol or a bottle of wine or anything with any kind of age restriction, or you've bought a pair of trousers that have got the electronic tag on, you'll get out the door quicker if you use a manned till, because the self-service ones flash red and then you have to wait for the one person that's whose job it is that day to man all the self-service
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, Datsun Dentist. I've been in retail for 26 years. The public had a problem. Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely. And this is why, like I said to you, like when it comes to going to an event, I don't actually have so much of a problem because we're all there to play Warhammer and enjoy our weekend, and we've already got something in common that we can talk about. It's just a pleasant experience 9 times out of 10. Terrence, will your wife still be on these late night shows whenever you move into the studio? I can hear it on these headphones, and they all go ouch when it happens.
Then I need a new cable thingy. I need a new one.
Okay. In terms of the Friday show specifically, the Wednesday one I'm not sure about, at least, because the Wednesday one will at some point hopefully go back to talking about 40k in depth, because hopefully the rules will get better. The Friday show, however, I've said will always be in this chair and on this computer, and the reason why it'll always be in this chair and this computer is so that Luce can be involved, because I actually think she's an incredibly important part of the Friday show, even if sometimes she gets upset and shouts at me halfway through it.
Maybe he's asking because he knows to avoid these ones now.
Because you
I'm here.
make everyone uncomfortable shouting at me.
Yeah. Well, maybe give me the eye contact.
Or
I so
maybe
deserve.
it's not about eye contact.
Husband.
It's not about eye contact, Luce.
So you tell me it's about the eye contact.
It's different. Yeah, I can't talk about that on stream. So it's in terms of the Friday shows, like from my perspective, Luce is like, she's always like, oh, sometimes tonight actually after a Chinese takeaway because it was mooncake day. She's like, oh, I'm really tired. I could go to bed. I'm like, well, you could go to bed, but I actually deep down I'm going, please don't, because I think you're very genuinely think that Luce is incredibly important to the Friday shows. Incredibly important to the Friday shows. So these ones won't change, mate. These ones will stay here. This will be. The other thing is, I also can't sit here drinking mead if I've also got to drive 15 minutes home from the studio.
That's true.
So these have to be here,
Yeah, that's true.
right? Because it can't be 40k after dark otherwise. It has to be. Has to be here. It's one person for every 8 checkout kiosks over here. At least at my local Walmart, they have 14 lanes with people and 16 self-checkout kiosks. It's one person for every 8 checkout kiosks. Oh, staff member. One person looking after 8.
At least my local Walmart, they have 14 lanes and 16 self-checkout. Oh, God. And the bad moods, the bad tempers I hear on the self-service as well. The members of staff don't need that. That's not nice.
Chat, we're 12 minutes over, but still 52 members away. I'm trying to drag this out, right? Being YouTubers cancelled me. Why? Why is it? At least give us eye contact with it.
Carl, Luce, hold this shit together.
Right, to be fair, I don't say this enough, and I don't want her to go all blushy over there, but Luce does hold all this shit together. I've said this a million times before. At the moment, and we sat down after dinner, and I had a 5-minute chat with Luce. At the moment, I am, with this studio build, I am wildly stressed. It's not a bad stress. It's not like I'm crushing under all the weight of it and it's killing me. That's not what I'm saying. Quite the opposite. This is a good stress. But same as I said on Wednesday, same as I said to Liz, I feel a pressure to make sure that this studio build and the subsequent new content is up to a standard that you lot deserve, because you have super chatted, you've gifted memberships, you've donated via PayPal, right? So I feel a pressure to make sure this is good because of the support you guys have shown us, okay? Which is amazing. So it's a good stress, but I am wildly stressed and wildly tired. And if it wasn't for her keeping the fires burning at home and quite literally keeping the engine running, I'd be fucked. Absolutely fucked. So, although she shouldn't shout at me on stream, I'm just saying, she shouldn't shout. Like, honestly, I'd be bollocks if it wasn't for Luce at home.
Why won't you let me win? I don't know why you're dragging this back up. Because when we sign off, I fucking live here, Liam. I'm not going home anywhere. You have to deal with me when we sign off. Why are you dragging this back up?
Shower in bed, innit? It's easy.
Why won't you let me have it?
And in the morning, sometimes
You're such a penis.
In the morning, sometimes you'll shout at me anyway because I did something wrong in a dream you had.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened, isn't it?
Dream cheating is hurtful to
Apparently
everyone
that's a thing,
involved.
chat. Apparently that's a thing. Apparently dream cheating is a thing. For all the women in chat right now, do you also get pissy at your husbands for dream cheating? Is that a thing that you have? Is that a thing that actually exists? Riri, thank you for the gifted membership. 149. I'm dragging it out, Luce.
Why? People have lives.
Because I just want that 51 to go.
We need to go.
I need to go. I'm tired. I'm putting it off because if I go to sleep, I've got to wake up tomorrow and go to the studio again. Yes, and thank you for the 5. On the gaming channel, play Dota 2 on Russian servers. I think it would make great content if you're happy to punch a hole in the wall. No, I'm all right, thank you. Right. You're such a penis. I know. I know, Terrence. I know. Rue! Ah! This is why we waited, Luce.
Rue, why do you undermine me like this?
Ray Charles has become a member. Rue, you fucking hero. Oh, I should have put 149 up there, not 141. That's my bad
Thanks,
math.
Carl. See, Carl sees me in a room, in a crowd. Carl sees me.
Rue, you fucking legend. I miss you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. And Suspect! This is why we hang on, Luce. See? Look at that. That's why we hang on. And Eston! Look at this now! We're on a... It's like the old Twitch hype train. Dropped in Dave!
Should I just put my fact in Discord and then you can read it?
No,
in your
it's
own
okay.
Time,
when they've all stopped gifting...
When you're doing your admin on the toilet, just give it a glance.
When they've all stopped gifting, it'll stop in a minute. Have you got your facts ready?
Yeah.
You sure you're ready?
Yeah.
100% prepared?
In 2020, scientists found the first frog fossil in Antarctica. The frog lived around 90 million years ago when Antarctica was a thriving rainforest before it froze.
Antarctica was a rainforest.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how old is this frog?
90 million years old.
I feel like that's probably a fact. But I've never, ever, ever, ever heard of Antarctica be explained as a rainforest.
Yeah.
Look at you, like, yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, I
Fuck
have.
off. No, you haven't.
Me and Jim Jam, when we did our caveman study. Yep.
Fact.
Who is the smartest?
You wanna know how crazy we are? A jealous wife allegedly stabbed her husband after finding photos of him in bed with a younger woman, not realizing it was actually her.
Please tell me that's true.
What?
A jealous wife allegedly stabbed her husband after finding photos of him in bed with a younger woman, not realizing it was actually her in the photos.
Oh my. No, that didn't happen.
Fact, interesting. Tectonic plates move. Bollocks, says Christian McBride. True. Frog fact. Africa was once a Greenland too.
Yep. See, me and Drew, we sat in the same class. We know these things.
I'm actually kind of interested in that.
Google it. Worth a Google.
Oh, apparently we're not supposed to use instant lease.
Wow, you have to go to the library then.
God, fuck no. Isn't that where people go to die?
No.
Loose fact, eye contact is crucial for good communicate. Fuck off, Carl.
See,
right,
Carl
you're done.
sees me.
You're done now, Carl. You're done. I
See.
thought we were friends. Stu, thank you for the
Carl.
5. Luce is great. Luce is brilliant. Hashtag build a better studio than what the Yanks have fun. Thanks, Stu. We're trying. Like, I have actually said this to Adrian from Titans. My goal is to try and build a studio that's better than the Titan studio. Like, aim high. Why wouldn't you aim high? I don't want to go, oh. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make my studio a bit shitter than Titans. No one wants to do that. I want to have... I actually said this to Joe yesterday. I want to have the best studio on YouTube. That's my goal. That's what I want. Right. Anyway, you people are absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Big shout out to Rue and John McCardle for the big gifted 50s, but obviously to everybody else who gifts so frequently every single night as well. You people are absolutely incredible. The support this month has been amazing. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll be completely frank and straight up for the 130 people that have hung around and stayed to the end of the stream. I'm not doing a 10 a.m. live review of the Space Marine Codex tomorrow morning for a number of reasons. Studio admin has to be done tomorrow, and the book's fucking boring. So, I'm not gonna cover it tomorrow. I don't want to cover it tomorrow. That's not going to happen. I know it's bad. I should probably do more content. I'm not feeling it right now. I'm also absolutely exhausted, and I'm going to try and have a little bit of a lie in the morning, but we'll see. So, that means that this is, in fact, the last stream of September 23. So the next time we will be live is October 23. October.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 2 months till Christmas then, basically.
I know.
So on the 3rd, we'll be back with a live game of 40k. And you know that it's Space Marine reveals tomorrow. So, releases tomorrow. So you can kind of guess what's coming on Tuesday and Thursday this next week. As Joe busts out both the Raven Guard and the Flesh Terrors. Okay. Look forward to that amazing content this week. Thank you so much to everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Anything you want to say before we go?
Nope.
Can you give me eye contact when you say that? Sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh, that
Right
look is...
now, it's a playful Barney. Do you want it to be a real Barney? Because I got 5 minutes.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
always been there for you, brother. We have fought side by side. And if the gods will it, I'm ready for Valhalla. Berserk you.
When the Valkyries come, when the fight is won, when the ocean calls my name, I will greet Fenrir at the gates